And welcome to Community Voice. I'm your host, Josh Engel. Today I am joined by the 2019, turn this mic down some, the 2019 Georgia Country's overall Artist of the Year, the one and only Hunter Flanagan. Good morning, Hunter. How are you?
Hi, good morning. Doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you so much for coming on. Why don't we just hop right into it? Hunter, your folks around this area and beyond are very familiar with you and your music. Tell us a little bit about you. Tell us about your start. Where'd you come from?
Well, yeah, I came from Carrollton. I've lived here my whole life. 16 months old, I knew all the songs and dances to Wizard of Oz, so I always knew that I was built for music. 6 years old, I entered my first talent contest, Carrollton's Idol, actually, and won it. And ever since then, I've just been going at it.
Sure. So that is the genesis of your love of music.
Pretty much. Growing up, we used to play a game called Radio Roulette in the car where, you hit scan and whichever song comes on, first person to guess it, they get the point. So from then on, I always had a wide range of different, rock and country and gospel, a lot of weird music. And
sure.
So I got a love for it over time, and it's amazing.
So you say that it all started with The Wizard of Oz.
Yes,
you still love that movie?
Of course I still love that movie. The flying monkeys still scare me a little bit, but...
Hey, you're not the only one. All right, so tell us about your family.
My family, well, really musical family, especially on my mom's side. My grandmother was actually a backup singer for a old band, Spanky and Our Gang. Sundays will never be the same. My mom played Annie in a play, and it was all just a really musical family. And as I grew up, we played music together. My grandmother used to have a big organ in her house that we'd all sit around and we'd listen and we'd play, and just great. Nice Southern family.
I dig it. So what about your? Do you have any siblings?
Yes, I do. I have a brother. I have an older brother.
Cool. Is he musical?
He likes to collect guitars and keeps telling me he's going to learn one day. He's got more than me.
Sure. Well, when he does choose to learn, he's going to be set up, man. He's got
exactly.
all these guitars.
He's got like 20 just set up in his room. If I touch one, he's been collecting guitars for longer than I've been playing.
Sure. No, for sure. So tell me this. So you were interested in music at a young age. The Wizard of Oz sort of sparked it. Then you were in a talent show shortly after that. What brought you around to country music?
So all the way up until my voice changed, so up until about 12, I played a lot of pop music, a little bit of rap, a little bit of like Eminem and stuff like that. Nothing hardcore, just like a couple songs. But at 10 years old, I think it was, I had a show at Six Flags. I did like 3 30-minute sets, over the course of that summer, and that was a huge experience for me. I loved it. I loved learning how to interact with the crowd a little more. But then my voice started changing, and so when I was in the car, my mom always listened to a lot of pop and like 70s and 80s hair bands. But I heard a laugh or something.
Yeah.
but my dad and brother always listened to, country music. And I always loved the classics. I always loved George Jones and David Allan Coe and all of them. So when my voice started changing, my voice started getting a little lower, I kind of just gravitated more towards country music, and then I picked up the guitar a few years ago, and I'm finally doing something that seems like it might actually fit my voice a little bit.
Yeah, something clicks. But not to mention, pop music. You mentioned before the show that you were interested in Michael Jackson when you were a younger kid, and what a talent. So it's, let's be honest, higher voices tend to work better for pop, and then you get into the Johnny Cash, like the country music singers with the deep voices.
I'm grateful for the pop music though, because it kind of changed how I hit notes and how I do runs. I do runs a lot like a pop singer, which is weird, but
well, hey,
it works.
Listen, there's no reason to be put in a box. You know what I mean? Whatever exactly. You feel, whatever you enjoy music wise, incorporate it into any genre you like. There are plenty of genre bending artists out there. So it's cool that you're kind of just making it your own. So you mentioned George Jones and David Allan Coe. So is that stuff that your dad listened to?
They actually listened to a lot of at the time the like 90 and early 2000 country, but of course. when I was young, like the song "Old Red" had just started to come out, and I somehow happened upon the fact that that was a George Jones song when I was real young, and that got me into George Jones and listening to my grandfather's old albums. I learned how to use a record player probably before I learned how to read.
Music has always been a part of your life.
Always, yeah. Even before I sang and everything, I started seriously singing as like my hobby, and then later my career around like 4th grade, probably maybe earlier, around like 8 or 9 years old, whatever grade that is.
Excellent. Well, tell me this. Tell us about the road to the Georgia Country Awards that you received, the award, the Georgia Country Award. Tell us how you got there. So you're a kid, you're doing some shows, playing some music. You start to get into country. About how old are you when you start getting into country?
Probably about 15 when I finally started actually. I'd always listened to country, but I'd never played it in shows before. Because the shows I was doing, I was still the cute little kid, and everybody was like, oh, he wears a vest and he plays Michael Jackson. That's kind of what I was already pegged as.
Sure.
So getting to finally do country and now, even some bluegrass and stuff, which if I sing a little bit, y'all might get to hear.
Nice.
I finally started to play that around 15 years old, but I didn't play. So when I played instruments, I started with a drum set. I was a drummer in our jazz band at school, which was even another genre that was just strange. And then they taught me how to use a drum set, and I learned drum set first. And then I did not want to be a guitar player for some reason. I didn't want to be like every kid on every college campus ever singing Hey There Delilah. That was my biggest fear.
Yeah, or Brandy. Trust me. When I was in school, at every party, in every courtyard, there was somebody playing Brandy.
Oh, yeah. Looking good. Great song, though.
Yeah, sure.
But so I ended up playing ukulele because at the time, nobody played it. Then everybody played it. So I had to learn something new. So we got the first guitar, which was a little Ibanez, and I learned to play that. And eventually other things came, harmonica, mandolin. And then I went on to in Bremen, Milltown, the music hall. Mm-hmm. They had a talent show when I was about 14, I think. And I just started playing country, and I still played a little pop, so it was still that weird middle ground. And I met Caleb Hutchison, became really good friends with him, the guy who got second on American Idol, I think 2 years ago. He won the teen, and I won the junior category or whatever. And then later he won adult, and I won the teen. And I did that for a few years, and that got me in the eyes of a big radio personality, Rhubarb Jones. He was a huge mentor in my life, who he also passed recently, but
friend of our stations for sure.
Yeah, I loved him. He always gave me a hard time because I wore a fedora the first time I went on there, and he said I dressed like Michael Jackson, but I sounded like Toby Keith. He said I don't know what happened. Just some wires got crossed somewhere. But then eventually, gigging, I caught sight of other musicians. I caught Noah Hicks in Carrollton, really good friends of mine. His booking agent, and Angela Easter, and then Dan finally found me, who is the main booking artist for Georgia Country. He found me about maybe 3 years ago.
Sure. And so the 2018, you won the Georgia Country's overall Teen Artist of the Year, correct?
Yes, I did. I won the teen. And then this year was my first year nominated because I just turned 18. And I won. I was up for male, and it's funny because I had a show booked, or not a show. I had a interview booked on Atlanta and Company on Channel 11 for the 12th. I did not know if I'd won yet. I just had high hopes. So I was up for male artist, and I'm sitting there, and they go to announce male artist of the year, and they do not say my name. And my first thought is, what am I going to talk about on Atlanta and Company? And I've got radio interviews booked. I don't know what I'm going to do. And then they announced overall, and they said, Hunter Flanagan, and the whole rest of the evening's just a blur. I think I gave a speech. Some family members might have got kicked out for being too rowdy. I'm not sure.
Now, where were these awards held?
This was it was at the bar, the Crazy Bull, down in Macon, Georgia.
Excellent.
So a little bit of a haul, but totally worth it.
Right on. I love that you described it as a blur. It's like everything was crystal clear up to the them laying out the nominees, but when you won, it was in.
Yeah, I was there for like 4 hours. I performed. I did a whole 30, 45-minute set. Everything crystal clear. And then they said my name, and the whole rest of the night, I don't know what happened. I have no idea.
Excellent. Well, we're going to come back and chat a little bit more about your future plans, a little bit of your interests in diving, Casio watches. We talked about that. And then, we are going to hear some songs from Hunter Flanagan right after a word from our sponsors.
At Oak Mountain Academy, our daily schedule includes convocation, prayer, and the Pledge of Allegiance. By doing so, we build a family-like community where all students grow and flourish, and personal faith is encouraged. Through community service and a historical approach to biblical study, our students are taught the value of the warrior way, honesty, respect, and responsibility. Oak Mountain Academy. We are a family creating legacies. To learn more, visit oakmountain.us.
At Tanner, we're advancing health throughout West Georgia and East Alabama. Because we know that exceptional care isn't based on how many patients we serve, but how well we serve them. That's why we're focused on quality, delivering the best possible care for our patients. It's why we're expanding our clinical services and building new facilities to serve our growing community. And it's why we're looking beyond our hospitals and medical practices to develop sustainable wellness and preventive health programs in our region. What makes a hospital great has changed. It's not how many beds we have. It's how well we care for the neighbors who need them. Delivering the right care to every patient, every time, is how Tanner is advancing health with medicine beyond measure. Learn more at tanner.org or find a physician on our medical staff by calling 770-214-CARE.
And we're back to Community Voice. A little ZZ Top to bring us back. Thank you, Colin. This is your host, Josh Engel, and speaking of awesome musicians, joined right now by Hunter Flanagan, the 2019 Georgia Country Overall Artist of the Year winner. We were talking about him, his personal life, his family, what got him into music, and his road to winning the 2019 Georgia Country Overall Artist of the Year award. So if you're just tuning in, he was expecting to win overall teen of the year.
Or male.
Overall male artist of the year. Didn't hear his name in the nominees. What's going on? Guess I'm not going to have anything to talk about on the morning news. And what happens? Turns out you were destined to be the overall artist of the year.
Yes, sir.
So what's been happening since you won that? That was on November 8th. So have you booked a lot more gigs since then?
Yeah, my rate's gone up.
What's up?
My promoter messaged me the next day and said, all right, so we're asking $25 more an hour, right? Yeah.
Excellent.
A lot of press, a lot more shows. I'm planning a kind of like a
tour?
Celebration.
Oh, sure, okay.
Oh, yeah, tour, yeah. Maybe.
A celebratory tour.
Yeah, a celebratory tour. That was a mouthful. I'm actually planning on going up, starting, I think, the first of the year. I'm going up to perform in Nashville at this Wild Horse Saloon about, I think, twice a month. I've got some shows coming up all the way from here to Louisiana in the next few months. It's going to be my second time going to Louisiana ever. I went to New Orleans for the first time last month, was there, had a great time. Someone told me to go to park on Canal Street by the Hard Rock. I did. We left the car, and immediately a building fell on us.
What?
The Hard Rock Cafe. I don't know if you saw it on the news when it fell. We were on the street. Someone told us to park there.
This interview just took a turn for the rad. I mean, that's horrible, but, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Really?
Got covered in insulation. I was itchy for the next few days.
Wow.
Had a show that night.
I'm very glad nobody was injured. And your guitar was fine.
The guitar was in the car. Which was in turn at the Hard Rock. So it was fine, but it was almost not fun.
Oh my God! Well, I'm glad that you guys came out unscathed, and I'm pumped that you have so many tour dates coming up soon. Yeah. Now, what are your plans for the future?
As of right now, just same old, same old. I mean, can't fix what's not broken. I love what I'm doing. I book a fair amount. I have different places, different venues booking me all the time. My acting's really taken off. I actually had a show go live on Amazon Prime last week that I was a star in.
What show?
It's called Super Science Showcase. It was a educational thing I did not too long ago, or a long time ago actually, which stemmed into a bunch of spin-offs that were like modern day Goonies getting caught at a camp, but it's about kids that run a web series. It's a cool thing.
Excellent. Well, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
So, what about diving? And is that something you like to do supplementary to playing music?
Yeah, that's honestly probably my only hobby. People always ask me what I do other than music. I was like, more music. But yeah, I've been diving for maybe 3 years now. Went and got certified with Deep South Divers out in Noonan. Got to give them a plug every time I do an interview. Great guys. Taught me really well. They're trying to convince me to be a rescue diver because they told me I'm skinny. I can fit in crevices in case something happens.
That's awesome. Well, clearly I wish you the best of luck, and I have no doubt that great things are ahead of you in your future. If you'd like, why don't you play some songs?
Yeah, sure. Gladly.
So while he's getting his guitar ready, just remember, if you'd like to check out more of Hunter Flanagan, you can check him out on Amazon Prime on Super Science Showcase. Did I get that name right?
Yes.
Okay, and do you have a website?
I do. TheHunterFlanagan.com.
TheHunterFlanagan.com. Excellent. So what are you going to play for us?
First thing I'm going to do is a little Steel Drivers tune. Chris Stapleton before he was Chris Stapleton.
Excellent.
All right. Never would've hitchhiked to Birmingham if it hadn't been for love. Never would've caught the train to Louisiana if it hadn't been for love. Never would've run through the blinding rain without a dollar to my name if it hadn't been for love. Never would've seen the trouble that I'm in if it hadn't been for love. I would've been gone like a wayward wind if it hadn't been for love. Nobody knows it better than me. Yeah, I wouldn't be wishing I was free if it hadn't been for love. Four cold walls against my will. At least I know she's lying still. Four cold walls without parole. Lord have mercy on my soul. Never would've gone to that side of town if it hadn't been for love. Never would've took a minor tracker down if it hadn't been for love. Never would've loaded up a 44, put myself behind a jailhouse door if it hadn't been for love. Four cold walls against my will. At least I know she's lying still. Four cold walls without parole. Lord have mercy on my soul. Never would've hitchhiked to Birmingham if it hadn't been for love. Never would've caught the train to Louisiana if it hadn't been for love. Never would've loaded up a 44, put myself behind a jailhouse door if it hadn't been for love. If it hadn't been it hadn't been, if it hadn't been for love.
Wow. We will be right back with more Hunter Flanagan, the 2019 Georgia Country's Overall Artist of the Year, and back with some more music right after a word from our sponsors.
At Tanner, we're advancing health throughout West Georgia and East Alabama because we know that exceptional care isn't based on how many patients we serve, but how well we serve them. That's why we're focused on quality, delivering the best possible care for our patients. It's why we're expanding our clinical services and building new facilities to serve our growing community. And it's why we're looking beyond our hospitals and medical practices to develop sustainable wellness and preventive health programs in our region. What makes a hospital great has changed. It's not how many beds we have. It's how well we care for the neighbors who need them. Delivering the right care to every patient, every time, is how Tanner is advancing health with medicine beyond measure. Learn more at tanner.org or find a physician on our medical staff by calling 770-214-CARE.
Oak Mountain Academy has offered a challenging college preparatory education for over 50 years. With over 500 graduates, we have maintained a 100% college acceptance rate. Over 90% of our students earn acceptance to their first choice of college or university, and over the past 5 years, our students have earned over $10 million in scholarship offers. Our students are creating a legacy. Come, be a part of our family and create your own legacy today. To learn more, visit us at oakmountain.us.
And we're back to Community Voice. I'm your host, Josh Engel, joined with Hunter Flanagan, the 2019 Georgia Country's Overall Artist of the Year. Just played us a killer. Well, who wrote that song?
Steel Drivers.
Steel Drivers. Awesome song. If you missed it, be sure to check out the Facebook Live feed at News Talk 1330 Facebook, and you can watch the Facebook Live recording. Go back and check it out because it was an awesome song. So what you going to play for us now?
I'm actually going to do an original. First one I ever wrote. This song is actually about my brother. I had no interest in writing music, but when I was 9 years old, my brother had a brain injury. He was riding home one night on a four-wheeler and he got in a wreck. He was in a coma for 29 days. They said he'd never walk or talk again. They removed part of his frontal lobe of his brain. They gave him a less than 1% chance of survival. They said even if he did survive, he'd basically just lie there. But he walks, he talks, he dates, he drives. He dates a lot. He's
dates more than you.
Yeah, he's actually working right now. If you met him, you wouldn't even know there was anything different about him. So I wrote this song kind of about being a kid while all that was going on. And it's called We Ran.
Awesome.
I wrote this when I was 12, so don't judge. I was singing down in Noonan, Georgia. My neighbor called and he said something was wrong. We piled in the car and we raced on to meet you. By the time we got there, the ambulance was already gone. We ran all the way to Atlanta. We ran. We chased that cops down and we ran, thinking everything would be alright. Little did we know that our lives were gonna change that night. days later and he still hasn't woke up. We tried almost anything, but without any luck. Doctor came in and he said to pull the plug. We laughed in his face and we said, nah, we're not giving up. We ran to the chapel and hit our knees. We ran, saying, God, don't take him, please. And we ran, praying everything to be alright. But little did we know, my big brother knew how to fight. Through the trials and tribulations, we fought so hard all the way. Through the months and months of rehab, he was improving every day. I watched him learn to walk and talk again. All we could do was pray. If only you could see us here today. Yeah. We ran down that beach down in Daytona, and we ran. We chased that sun-so sky, and we ran. Lord, I had a smile. Boy, I finally knew that we were gonna be alright. Oh.
Well done, Hunter Flanagan. Great song, and great to know that your brother's doing all right. Everything is a lot better.
Yes, sir. Thank you. We go back to Atlanta Medical every year to rub it in their noses.
Sure. I think they welcome that that every time.
Oh, they do. We go there, actually. We thank everybody, all the nurses, our doctor, Dr. King, one of the best neurosurgeons in the country. And we're just really honored that it turned out the way it did.
Excellent. And you know what? From the tragedy, the accident, came a beautiful song, and I'm very glad that you played it here in the studio for us today. Now, we only have a couple of minutes left, so before you go, I want to make sure that you plug some dates coming up soon. Let everyone know your website, Facebook one more time.
Yeah, I've got a website, thehunterflanagan.com. My name is spelled Hunter Flanagan, Flanagan. A lot of A's, a lot of N's, no I's. Put an I in my name. You might find a Hunter. He might be able to sing, but it's not going to help me because it ain't going to be me. You can tell I've done this a lot. Facebook, Instagram, I think Twitter maybe. All the exact same name. Still Hunter Flanagan. You can go to any of those places, find all my dates. I do not remember all of them. I do know I'm going to be in Louisiana coming up in December, I think December 20th or so. I'm going to be all over.
Going to be in Nashville.
Yeah, I'm performing. I'm actually at Pizza Shack. I don't know where that's at, but I'm there tomorrow. Nice small show, bike night up there.
Sure.
But I do maybe 3-4 shows a week, so find my Facebook, please come see me.
Yeah,
say hi.
Say hi to Hunter, and for more information about his upcoming tour dates and his music, check out thehunterflanagan.com. Check him out on any of those social media mediums there, and don't forget to check him out on Super Science Showcase on Amazon Prime, because he's not just a singer, he's also an actor and a really nice guy. Hunter, thank you so much for coming on the program today.
Thank you for having me.